It's rare to see someone get completely outclassed at the elite level of striking, but I think I just saw it. Superlek vs Takeru was one of those fights where you saw a passing of the torch moment. Old school kickboxing is dying, and this fight proved it. So what went wrong for Takeru, and more importantly, what can you learn from it so you don't go down with the ship? Let's break it down. First, let's lay down some fundamentals. Superlek is longer, more technical, and dominant at range. So Takeru's game plan should have been simple. Close the distance, get inside, and box. He's great there, but here's the problem. Takeru struggles to manage the space in front of him. If you saw my John Jones breakdown, you'll remember this. To win in the range you like, you have to be competent in the range you don't like. So let's think about it. Takeru likes boxing range, and he doesn't like kicking range. So he needs to give Superlek some threat at kicking range so that he can get into boxing range. But Takeru's not a threat at kicking range, and since he can't challenge Superlek out there, why would Superlek ever leave? Worse yet, it's Superlek who controls the tempo, making Takeru pause, hesitate, and in high-level striking, hesitation is defeat. Let's start with the first major mistake, footwork, or rather the lack of it. Footwork isn't just movement, it's manipulation. Good footwork lets you set traps, create angles, and break rhythm. It's almost like adding a new dimension to the fight. But Takeru's footwork is linear, karate style, back and forth. Superlek backs up, Takeru follows in a straight line. Superlek circles, Takeru still follows in a straight line. There's almost zero lateral movement, no angles. This is the old school mentality. Take one to give one, march forward, absorb damage, and dish it back. Problem is, that doesn't work anymore. Modern kickboxing has evolved. Guys today mix footwork with feints, setups, angles. It's more nuanced. With only one gear, straight forward, you become predictable. Watch this clip. Superlek moves to the left, jabs, and then moves to the right with a low kick. Simple, effective. Why? Because Takeru keeps walking straight into it. So, how do you avoid that? Drill your lateral footwork, and if you like to fight inside like Takeru, do the pizza slice drill. Here's how it works. Imagine a pizza slice. You're on the tip, your opponent's in the center. You circle along the edges, cut angles, switch directions, slowly closing the gap. Once there on the crust, you're in prime position to unleash. If you're doing this in a ring, even better. Takeru also failed to fight like a smaller man. And this is the second big mistake. Modern elite fighters know how to fight with their body type. Look at John Jones, Sean Brady, Sean O'Malley, all masters of using what they've got. Takeru, not so much. He needs to be inside to do damage, but too often he's sitting at the edge of kicking range. He can't touch Superlek from there, but Superlek can touch him. That's a losing game. He should be pressuring, using feints, footwork, blitzes, something to get into range. But he doesn't. He stands in no man's land and eats shots. Add in the footwork issue and it's a recipe for disaster. Every time he steps forward, Superlek jabs or kicks and circles out. Rinse and repeat. That's the entire fight in a nutshell. Third mistake? Takeru doesn't do the small things. Fighting isn't just about big punches and combos. A third of everything you throw in a fight are small strikes, at least. It's the small setups that win you fights. Leg kicks, jabs, feints, body shots, small pivots. They give you data, they disguise your attacks, they build opportunities. Takeru skips all that. He throws only full power shots. No light kicks, no rangefinders, no traps. Meanwhile, Superlek, he's constantly feinting, jabbing, baiting reactions. Everything he throws is part of a setup. That's how he wins. If you struggle with this, try my setup sparring drill. Short, 90-second rounds. You and your partner only throw setup strikes, jabs, teeps, light kicks. Then, start feinting those setups. Make your partner react, make them bite. This builds fight IQ and teaches you how to control exchanges. Now, let's get to the core issue behind all of Takeru's mistakes. This is the one thing that leads to all these three mistakes. He's tough. Too tough. You see this everywhere. Old school fighters relying on grit over strategy. I'll take your kick and fire back. What if you can't fire back in time? What if your footwork's too slow? Takeru eats leg kick after leg kick and can't respond because Superlek is out of the range. Not because he isn't skilled, but because he relies on being able to walk through fire. But, again, it's built on the idea that he can just take the damage and keep going. Problem is, he's not scoring, he's only surviving. And this mindset is the downfall of the traditional kickboxer. There's also the opposite extreme. The technicians who are so focused on being perfect, they lose the fight the second Bilal Muhammad punches them in the face. Think Leon Edwards, Corey Sandhagen, Steve Erceg. Amazing fighters, world-class talent, but sometimes they don't flip the switch when it's time to brawl. What you need is balance. And the perfect example of this? Jack Della Maddalena. Look at the Bilal fight. He's a technician, a surgeon. He doesn't just take punishment just because he's tough and wants a firefight. Now, look at the Gilbert Burns fight. He's down 2 rounds. He's clearly losing. But JDM digs deep and pulls off a last-minute KO to solidify a victory. Tough but technical. That's what a real fighter looks like. So if there's one lesson here, it's this. Toughness is a tool, not a strategy. Toughness is not the first thing you go to in a fight. It's the last. When all else fails, it's your toughness that gets you the victory. But don't rely on it. Refine it. Pair it with skill, technique, and you'll become unbreakable.